Okay, thank you so much for your time joining today for the webinar of today. Today webinar subject is artificial intelligence for business in cooperation with our partners, Super Consulting, Third Wave, and Burton and South College. In order to uh, understand these definitions, let me just define each terminologies here that we will be using it within the coming slide, and how it will help us. This will help us to understand what we are saying in the next slide. So if we start with the machine learning meaning that it's teach the machine how to make the decisions based on some past experience, and which identifies by patterns, analytics for any old data, and from that part it will don't need any involved from the human experience, which make the machine to understand and do the evaluation of the data and start executing and make better decisions. So let's say, as an example, if I am today running Adobe Photoshop on my desktops, and I have like AI engine in the antivirus, and this Adobe Photoshop is not used since more than maybe 1 year, and suddenly it start working and it is running in the back end. So the AI of the antivirus will understand that there is a malicious activities happening on the desktop itself, mean that I need to understand what is happening, what is the connections to outside, what is the activities happening on the machine, why it is run here, what is the dependency, what type of data is accessing, and all of these details. And these details, what we are mentioning, it is the patterns that we identify it, and it's depend on them to evaluate the data and take the decision either to stop this application or notify the user or make it work fine without any interruptions. This is a very simple example about how the machine start understand the behavior of the applications and the interaction within the device itself or within the laptop or desktop itself. Deep learning in the is an AI within the machine learning technology itself, which is teach the machine also to process like input through some multiple layers, to do classifying predictions of the outcome. So whatever is receiving of the inputs, is do this processing, then give some outputs to the machine learning in order to start interacting and do the activity based on the patterns recognitions that happening. And a neural network that works similar to the human neural network cells. Mainly that it is a series of algorithms, okay, that capture the relations between them and underlining the variables, the process of the data, and connecting all the dots together in order to do or to answer specific questions or answer specific discussion itself. And again, it is similar of the human neural cells itself. And the neural language processing itself, here we are talking about which is short to the NLP, which is let's say it is a science or also a set of algorithms and data itself to do reading and understanding and let's say recognize the language by the machine. And once the machine start understand what's the user looking to do or is communicating with theirs, it start response accordingly for that. So it's like receiving interaction from voice recognitions, from video recognitions, and start processing it with like a couple of process algorithms. Then it will respond based on these area. Now, The computer vision, it is again, it's also another algorithm that tries to understand the image, the voice, whatever is beside this capturing machines or the inputting machines, in order to clarify and learn also to let's say classify these type of images in order to process the decisions based on the previous observation self for that. So the vision, which is meaning the recognitions of the they are trying to understand from the let's say pictures or from any voice recognitions. If there is any questions. Okay, can you mute them? I'm not able to control it. Okay, guys, can you mute yourself, and if you have any questions, you can raise it to the chat. Okay. Fine. Thank you so much. Let's get back to the lectures. Okay, the last one is the cognitive computing, which is also another algorithm that try to mimic a human brain by analyzing the text, speech, images, objectives, and try to give the proper output to let's say to the conversation or to the result that it's expected to have. So this is like very generic definitions for these terminologies that is used within the artificial intelligence. All of them, they are rely into the many of algorithms, some of them for the language, some of them for the images, some of them for the text, some for speech, in order to help and support to interact as a human interactions as of result. And the coming slide will explain more and more about these details and how they are working all together at the same time. So there is many types of artificial intelligence, and most of the let's say most of the interactions or most of the research, most of the let's say if you want to build any AI device or application or anything, they are mainly in the stage 1 and stage 2, and they are used very heavily in these two parts at the current time. So in order to explain what is the meaning of the ANI or the artificial narrow intelligence, it's very simple example for that is like as mentioned here, Siri, Alexa, IBM Watson's, which is the server, the application on the server itself, or self-driving connected cars, the recognition softwares, the email spamming filters, the predictions tools. So all of these, it is an ANI, it's like ANI algorithms, which is a goal-oriented and designed to perform a very single task. You ask, you get answers. You put input, you get outcomes. It's narrowing all the requirement based on the input that you give it. Especially like the chatbots, okay, or the speed recognition systems like Siri or Alexa or Cortana and all of these. So if you give them an output, an input, instructions, it narrow it and see where is the result and give you the result into the answer with a voice or with a result of the search and so on for that. The AGI or the general intelligence, artificial general intelligence, it's mainly refer to the concept that the machine can mimic the human intelligence, okay, which is by showing the ability like to apply intelligence of solving a problem, and mainly is used by the scientists. for that in order to collect this information and start doing the job of the human itself. And some example from that is like recognitions, recalling, imaginations, implications, any things can be done with uh, these behaviors or outcome of the machine intelligence itself for that. Now, the last part, which is the super intelligence, this is something still hypotheticals concept, and they are assuming that this will be a lot of use in the future, merging stage 1 and 2 together in order to do a very super intelligence and can replace anything within the human interaction itself, which meaning that they will reach to a level of replicating the human itself. But definitely it will not be 100%, but at least it will be overrun the humanity itself. For that, by using the emotions, using the let's say also thinking about a lot of solving mathematical equations, intercept into the science, running sports. For that, يعني, at least it's mentioned that we are combining between machine learning and machine intelligence and put them into the very super interactions part in order to deliver a human replication or similar of a human replication, which is the coming future itself for that. And you can see every day we're getting like technology is coming with more innovations, more details, and more let's say technology or applications on the table. So we are expecting that we can reach to a level that very super intelligence implementation to be done, and we can see it somehow into the current years like 2020 or 19 or something like this, with some super robots with the intelligence that they start behave and interact like the human. Artificial intelligence have like two main classifications, and the third one also is hypotheticals and to the futures. The main one, which is a weak AI, it can take care like only couple of predefined issues, and you just put them within the machine, and the machine start simulate, run some algorithms and generate some outputs. So this is a very weak AI mention. It's like the applications that doing a very specific task, like chatbot, Siri, Alexa, any of these for that for implementing the data. The general AI or the strong AI itself, which is more advanced to into the say the applications, into implementing a very knowledgeable details or computing capability. It have the computing capability. Um, as an example, the advanced robotics or IBM Watson or the Power Business Intelligence and the other uh, application that is already implemented. The third part I mentioned it is the super AI, and again it is same concept of the super or the ASI or the artificial and super intelligence, and still it is hypothetical, and within research and implementation we will see in the coming times more human behavior into the robotics itself, like understand emotions. You can see interacting in their face with more emotions, deal with the environment, let's say their environment in order to interact based on that part itself. So as you can see also the proposed and the use of the AI itself within the life, within the business, in any area, it's been used in very wide area, solving mathematical equations, doing some biology interactions, physiologies interaction. It is also a part of the or subdivision of the computer science. The AI is a subdivision of the computer science. So whatever is computer science is serving, you can find AI also can serving and can support within this domain itself. And we start see that now AI is interacting everywhere in all the domains, and we can see some coming example itself. So how we can measure if the AI is acting like human or not? There is many tests and approach is running on the machine or the robot in order to decide that this is, yes, it's a human behavior or it is not a human behavior. So there is the first test is called tuning test, Turing test, which is mainly is the baseline that an agent, a human agent or person, a real person, start action and ask them many of questions and start do a conversation with them and see the behavior outside of the machine itself. If they feel that they are doing answers similar of robotics, so they fail. Or if the robotics itself doing like answer similar of a human, it will be success. So there will be an expert here sitting with the machine and do some conversation. So if you feel that, yes, I feel that this is a human robotics or not a human robotics. And there is many other approach is running, which is mix and match between the cognitives models approach or the law through approach or relations agents approach. The most important part I can see it is the law part, which is that you want to make sure that the behavior of the robotics or the machine itself interacting and working within the law and within the, let's say, human ethical laws and interaction between them. Otherwise, it will be there is a dangerous happening might be happening from this type of machine itself for that. Okay, so there is many advantage and disadvantage definitely for the AI itself, as any of other technologies. It is like it have two faces of the same coin. One face is advantage, benefits for the human or for the life or for the technology, and there is some disadvantages as well. So the main well-known advantages that they are reducing the human error, whatever errors can be having in the medical errors, into the factories, into the any area that human usually doing a lot of error and mistakes is over there. The robotics solve these problem. The availability 24 hour by 7, they can work in a repetitive work 24 hour by 7. They don't stop, they don't have a break time, they don't have all of these things, so it can support the work, continuous work without any delay, and maybe reducing the time of operation itself for that. And digital, it's provide digital assistance, meaning that when the example of the chatbots, example of the e-commerce assistant also as well, that I want to buy a smartwatch that have this size of let's say battery, or have this functionality, or based on some coloring I like it or something, so let's go and do research and give me the result based on that one. And the last one is the faster decisions and the accurate of the decision itself for that one. Uh, Also, there is many of other advantage for that, like improving the security itself when it is used within the cybersecurity product or softwares. The communications, it's more efficient, much better and much faster. It's been used a lot into the medical part, in the medical application, medical systems, because the AI now it's a very important part within the hospitals and even the application that been used within the hospital in order to reduce the mistakes of the surgeries, reduce the mistakes of the human themselves for that part. Now, for the disadvantage, definitely there will be many of disadvantage. One of them, as you can see, that it is the cost of the, let's say, the cost of the operation itself, of the development. It's really very high because it's not only algorithm you put it and you keep it and running. No, it need to have machine learning. It needs some times. It need to be recognition in order to reach to a level, to a certain level, with understanding after apply all of these testing and approach for to make sure that this is yes an AI and correct. So this is also a cost factor in that part. Um, the dearth of the talent, meaning that there is many jobs will disappear, and many of even let's say mind thinking operation, we will keep relying on the AI in order to understand to operate it. Let's say when before the calculator being introduced to the as a technology and application implementation, we mentioned okay we can do the calculation manually. We rely on some manual tools and so on. We keep the brain working, but now with AI, with the calculators, with everything, we rely on a lot of tools. It's make the interaction fast or the result much faster, but again it reduce the, let's say, the use of the brain itself, and this will also affect the necessary skills for the people, for the human itself, to, and they will keep relying on the AI concept itself. The lack of practice and in the product or the standard in the software development, there is no real standards in order to implement the AI. So anyone can do it, anyone can do it in their ways. They can use it in bad way or good way. So there is no, let's say, something called cooperations between all the developers or the product owners in order to agree about how they can implement it in a proper way. So this also make the potential of misuse very open for using it in very bad way, as we are using it in good, like in cybersecurity, we are using to detect the threats and so on. But again, the hackers also they can use it into searching much fast, doing something not good, or even we can utilize different domains and different area in order to go to do, let's say, the proper way itself. Okay, now uh, another last part, it's mainly required, it's required the supervision itself. Machines cannot work alone. It's usually it needs supervisions, need updates, it need fine tuning. It's need a lot of things in order to reach to the specific level of correct engagement or correct result in order to see how it is working and how it's. So let's check if there is any questions. Okay, if you have any question, just feel free just to drop it in the chat. in between time, I will be keep answering the questions is over there. Okay, there's some questions about AI and machine learning. We will discuss about these details in coming slides and other details. Okay, if there is no questions, we'll proceed. So there's another definitions into the AI also we need to learn about it, and we need to know about it in order to understand the full pictures, the automations of algorithm, how it is working together, how it is improve the learning, and how they can give the proper outcome itself.
Rami, can I ask
So
a question, please?
we do
Stage
have the
here.
first definition is the deep learning, as we
Yeah,
mentioned. It
Rami,
is
in
a
terms of,
deep learning. It
obviously
is a
we're building on
subspace
artificial
of
intelligence
machine
here,
learning
and we
itself.
understand
It's a
from your
part
diagram there
that
that it's actually
it's
initially
based
built
on
from the
the
core of deep learning, then machine learning,
algorithms and
then artificial
structures,
intelligence.
functions,
Yeah.
and
If we are business people,
and
how
it
can
is the
we
brain of
use these
neural
different
network itself.
technologies, these
So the
emerging
deep learning
technologies in our
concept
businesses?
itself,
What could we do?
it's teach the machine itself to come to neural and act as a human itself. And it's use the computer models that it can run a lot of classifications and taking the image, the text, the sounds as an input and help the machine to output in the machine itself. Any questions? Okay. Yeah, actually, there is many things of interacting between multiple technologies altogether. Now, deep learning, machine learning is a part of the artificial intelligence. So both of these are depending on input and giving an output. So if the machine learning want to understand what the image is meaning, or this behavior is meaning, sorry. Okay, fine. If you have any questions, if you don't have any questions, please unmute yourself. So mainly, in order to understand, make the machine learning understand that I get a picture from my image processing or from text or from speech or anything as an input for me, it will send it to the deep learning, and the deep learning algorithm will start running this many of algorithms, analyze it, then give it to the machine learning in order to run and show the artificial intelligence how to act and interact over there. Now, as a business people, uh, most of the most of the business people, they don't go with the technicality. What is the deep learning? What is the roles? What is needed is over there. All what we need to understand that the concept of AI, ML, DL, all of them together are working based on an input and output. So if I have an application like Siri, I need to search what is the weather today. So I give speech input, and Siri will go to the deep learning, and the machine learning start doing the processing and give me the answer directly to me. So this is the input, and this is the again. If I want to implement it in the university, if I want to implement it into the let's say healthcare in any other domains, I want to see what is the input that I want to give it. It is a picture, it is a voice, it is a space, voice and speech is the same, it's the text, and what is the outcome that I'm expecting to do. So this is high level how we can interact and we can define our requirement. Now, I can take the sound from voice recognitions, maybe from microphones, from some IoT devices collecting this information. I can collect the images from digital camera or IP cameras or any CCTV cameras. And this information can all together in a processing together to do the analytics and put it into the database or give me the result of the data. So as an example of the use of AI with multiple emerging technology, we mentioned like let's say UK or any other country, they have a very standards of importing meats from Brazil or from other countries who are exporting the meats to these countries. So the government over there mentioned if the farm have applied specific conditions on the weathers, on the health of the animals there, of the quality of the waters, all of these details. So the order or the importing order will be accepted from this farm only. So here we will implement some IoT device, Internet of Things device to calculate and collect the information about temperature, quality of waters, and foods, and all of these details, and put it in the database automatically. And let's say the health of the animals itself also can be calculated based on CCTV camera to calculate the temperature for these animals and all of these and put it all together. So this is an input coming to the database. We can put it like in a blockchain database or anything. Then the artificial intelligence will come and do the analysis. You will see the input and return back to the conditions. If it is do the analysis and calculation and fill the gaps and return a result, qualified or not qualified. Here we don't have any interaction from a human, only data sensors can collect it, put it in the database and do the processing through the artificial intelligence from the analytics part. Then by the time the machine learning and the deep learning, they will start seeing that the result, if this result, let's say, been approved by the country, so these conditions or this temperature or this quality of water and health is good. Now, if the water quality go down, it will go, the machine learning will understand, yes, there is a red indications here. I need to send alert to the people to understand why there is a low quality of the water or of the health or of this. Otherwise, the order will be cancelled or the import order that will be cancelled over there. So this is how all the technologies can work together. So as a business people, we need to understand what we want to implement, what is our use case, and I will come with other couple of use cases over here in order to implement and put it in a proper way for that part. Hope this answered the questions. NLP or the natural language processors, which is meaning that we are making the machine understand the human language as it is spoken. So in very simple, I give them the language from my mouth directly and they start understand and recognize all of these details in order to send a result or execute for that one. So the main objectives of the NLP is mainly, as mentioned, to understand this language and give me or draw the insight of the human language itself, go to the outcomes, let's say of the maybe the robotics can speak about the result, maybe can show images, maybe can do calculations and give a report. All of these can be a part of the part of the language processing itself, and at the same time it will be have like machine learning in order to build the experience and do some development, help and support and achieve our goals directly without any interaction or monitoring by the human. So this is a life cycle. It's continuous understanding, analyzing, giving the result, development, and so on and so on and so on for that. The computer vision, as we mentioned, it is the field that where the technology are developed to enable the computer to see, understand, interact. So how the computer can see? It can see from image processing, graphics. Maybe you give them pictures or they have the CCTV camera or they have the camera in their eyes. itself in order to understand these details. So there is many application can be applied in the it's already applied into the computer vision as of today, like face recognition in the civilians or the security systems, even in the retail stores. They are also use the computer vision in order to track the inventory, the customers themselves. Also, the computer vision is very implemented into the autonomous cars or vehicles, also into the medicines and the dangers of the diseases that it's been spread across the multiple area, and into the also financial institute. Also, they are using this computer vision in order to stop the fraud, allow the mobile, let's say, interactions or the visibility from the mobile itself, like taking pictures, doing processing. All of these is built onto the based on the machine learning algorithms and the AI and the computer science itself. Uh, Neural networks, again, it is like a series of algorithms that mimic the functions of the human brain and determined to understand the relationship and build the patterns to set the data. So it's get the inputs, do the processing up to the level that they can reach to the human brain cells itself to connect all the dots and do the analysis, analytics, and results, and so on. Then give the output to the output based on the action, on the speech, or any other details itself for that. Okay. Okay. Let's proceed. So AI in business. Okay. It's the use case. It's the implementations. It's the how AI can help business to grow and sustain and be part of the future itself for that. So, where is AI used? Where it can be used? Again, from the example that we mentioned, that AI can use in different domain. Okay, to give insight into the user behaviors, they give recommendation based on some data, like Google prediction search algorithm. When you go to the Google and write uh, anything about, let's say, what is AI meaning? How can we use AI into the medical system or e-commerce? See that Google start predict. Okay, can you please mute yourself if you don't have any questions, guys? Fine. Uh, well, okay, fine. And another examples of similar of Google, Facebook. Also, they can use the data of the users, so they can give some suggesting about tagging friends, suggesting about friends based on their image even. So, and also maybe you can open sometimes your mobile and you go to the Google Drive or Google Pictures. You can find Google application. They classified the people based on their pictures, based on the time, based on the event. Even if you want to, let's say, I want to show my friend my car since like 10 years back or something. I take a pictures, but I have like thousands of pictures to search on it. You just go and write a car, and Google picture, they will recognize the word based on the image processing itself, and they will give you all the pictures related to the car. Even if you mention paper or mention specific date or mention even invoice, so they recognize the pictures, the text, everything about the details. So you cannot imagine how much deep information they are going with the recognition itself. Um and this will help to optimize the search, save the result, okay, and pattern detections as well, which is to identify specific pattern within the large data. As mentioned, I search on the car, search on the invoice, then it will give me everything, and um, and apply the probabilistics model for predicting future outcomes, which meaning that I can put a specific calculation and specific statistics in a certain city, country, from this data coming from like Ministry of Health. And based on this data and other big data integration, the AI can predict for me that it might there is a problem in health with some people, or there is a disease will happening, or something it can be coming in the near future. So this will help also to the stop the part of the disease and solving a problem before it is happening. Um, some applications or some implementation in the business that can be run. You can use one, you can use multiple together in one business and in multiple area. So if we're talking about like healthcare as one of the example, in the healthcare space, the very simple implementation is there is the smartwatch, the iWatch or the smartwatch that they collect information on the from your from a human and send it maybe to the doctors, and these doctors to the close doctors, and they can monitor the people health together over there. Robotics and AI also is part of the equation into the healthcare, which is can doctors can run surgery using a robotics for the accuracy, for all of these details. Also, we can see now implementation of 5G and healthcare, that I don't need to fly now from country to country to do a surgery. I can do it locally if there is an implementation of 5G with very low latency. I can access to the other hospital, do the operations without any problem on that part. Automobile, as an example, many implementation of the machine learning in the Tesla cars for the self-driving vehicles that they have it. Also the autopilot features that they have also, they are running it, that the steering is running 100% autonomous without any interacting from the human itself. Um, in the banking finance, they are using the chatbot. They are using the fraud detections based on the analysis and behaviors that might be happen within the industry itself. The civilians that mainly depend on the CCTV camera, IP cameras, all of these, they are utilized for observations and security purpose, and collect these videos capturing cameras, all of these, and start do the recognitions of it and do the analysis. So we don't need to have people sitting behind the camera in order to understand if there is a threat or not. So they do the analysis on the camera on a spot and do the interactions directly. And many of other examples in the social media, we do many of things like very simple example we mentioned in Facebook. Once you interact with someone or with food or with a car with the specific colors, and it will start and give you recommendations and features for you based on your interest itself. And Instagram, Pinterest, and all of these, they start giving it to you the same. Entertainment, similar of the some examples of like Amazon Prime, Netflix. They are depend on the information that gathered by the client itself in order to give you something you interest. Let's say I interest into the documentary, it give me some offers some new documentaries, feature or movies in order to help me to subscribe and stay with my let's say requirement or my interest itself. Education or the edutech mainly it's help to let's say support into the monitoring the exams, the assessment. There is many of university schools now they are using the AI application in order to see or monitor the student in their exams. Uh, uh, it's mainly focused into the camera of the laptop or the desktop. It's track the behavior of the student, the eye detections, the head movement, all of these things in order to understand that this student is correctly applying to this exam or it's doing like cheating or something else. Here I just put many of details about AI in healthcare for the robot assistant in surgery, assistant in diagnostic, telemedicine, monitor the vital states, error reductions, fraud detections, virtual nurse, anything. It can be, and there is many of implementation in AI in healthcare. E-commerce, we mention this also in details, like if you are going to Amazon, if you are going to any other stores and you start buying, let's say, a grocery and maybe some bread, white bread, brown bread, they will start give you recommendation on a healthy, let's say, food or healthy grocery for that in order to help you to take the decision. Also, it been used in a chatbot to do the chat and support any case immediately 24 hours by 7. Filtering the spams and fake reviews itself, this is also a very important part. The supply chain also that connecting between the farms, the stores, the storage, and all of these details that it's been used. Human in HR, AI in HR, this really it's really help and too much with let's say normalizing the CVs, the number of CV, number of applications that I apply to a specific job. Let's say we are looking for a trainer with experience in AI and blockchain, let's say. And we do have many of people, they are just applying because this is a trainer. I'm a trainer for a Microsoft, but it's not related to the AI, it's not related to blockchain. So this AI engine, they will go and recognize all the CVs immediately, whatever is not related to the experience, it will drop and it can you just normalize it within a very few seconds for that. And this using is the NLP or the natural language processor to process the text or the images or whatever is needed in order to save the time of the HR manager for their requirement itself. Robots and AI, which is meaning the robots, which is the machines in the factories, in the devices that is use an intelligence from the AI itself in order to support customer service in the packing and to the also assembly of the device. Let's say we want to assemble a car, assemble a bicycle, anything. We can give in the program how it can be assembled, and I don't need any human to be interact or it can be used as over there. And there is a many of application can be used as we mentioned: Google Maps, Uber, Lyft, AI autopilot in the commercial flights, spam filter on the email, anything. You can use it as over there, and there's a list of the questions that, list of the details that can be used for later as examples for you. Okay, let's check the questions. No questions. Anyone have questions? Unmute yourself, send it to the chat. Happy to answer anything with the time. I like to make it more interact better than keep just one-way communication. Nothing? Okay. Fine. Feel free to just send your questions and we'll answer it with the time. Okay. So more clarification on the AI. There is many other questions that usually been asked about the AI itself. What is the use of the AI? How AI can help us in our life? So this very simple answer, we already answered it, that AI is many combination of algorithms, and it have many types of the AI. It can be used as over there. And what is the use? It can be used in everywhere, actually, in any application, e-commerce, retail, security, civilians, sport, manufacturers, productions, automobiles, anything it can be used. Okay. Now, as the questions, is Alexa an AI? Yes, Alexa is an AI, and it is live one itself. It's depend even Siri itself. It's like advanced machine learning techniques in order to understand the input and do the functions that it's requested from it. Okay, and there is another questions like why it is important the week or we explain it. Yep. I believe all of this has been answered. Okay, what AI can do and what it cannot do for that. So AI can do, actually they can speak, okay, because they can answer the cell phones, they can take orders, handle consumer service queries, they can be frontline speaking, and they can do a lot of things, and they can be a chatbot, also not only into the write but into the speaking as well. They can translate as well. They can translate image, they can translate text, and translate it not only to different language, it can be translated to action as well. AI also can drive. They can drive a car either as a robot or autonomous based on the machine learning algorithm they can see it, they can implement it. Also they can see, they can write, they can learn based on the algorithm that they have. They can collect the input from different area, picture, text, voice, everything, and they can start learning for that. So they can also hear and understand. Also they can smell, because they have detections, they have sensors inside them, so they can do smelling about a specific smell or any, let's say, fire, or they can recognize these type of smells. They can debate, like one of the project of the IBM. It's mentioned IBM debater. It's mainly they can any human can sit in front of them and ask them, debate them, discuss with them any case. They will answer them itself. Okay, what they cannot do. Mainly they cannot do caring, or they cannot show emotional for that one. They can care based on the input. As you can see in the picture, they can care of the baby, okay, but based on the baby interaction, they are not showing emotion of love or emotion of interest or sad or anything of that part. So this is also uh, can do or cannot be done from the AI itself. And the most important part, AI cannot replace many of works or jobs that the as they pretend about it. Actually, yeah, again, they are only enhance and helping into the doing job, not replacing the jobs itself. So this come to the picture of the common misconception conceptions about the AI and the machine learning. So the first one is that machine learning and AI are the same. No, it is not the same. They are all together, work together in order to do it. It's like it's different. Like example I always give it is like milk and butter. Okay, so the AI is the border of the concept of the machine itself, and it's able to carry the task, and from there it need a smart engine in order to understand what does this task mean, the input, and what should I give the output, which is the smart engine called the machine learning itself. So both of them, they are working together, they are not the same. Machine learning is all predictions. In most cases, maybe, okay, but the people came and mentioned that it would be want a machine learning for them because it is a perception. Yeah, I don't want the machine learning to give me a perception. I need an accurate answer. But again, uh, it is it is learning with the inputs, with the behavior, with the experience, with the trend, and start give an accurate information at the end of the process itself. Um, and there is many other things I will focus on most of them that I always hear about debates about them. That let's say machine learning. Okay, okay. So the purpose of the machine learning model or modules is delivering high accuracy. Yes, it is delivering high accuracy, but it is not always because it need to learn, it need to understand with the time, then it will reach to the result. This is what one of the disadvantage of the AI, that it need a lot of learning and monitoring and supervising up to the reaching to the level of understanding or the ultimate level of implementation. Okay. Another things that you can mention also, many of people they mention, yeah, it's coming and replace a human workers. No, this is not correct. It might replace some of the human works in the factories, but again it generates let's say millions of new jobs. Like one of the reports that mentioned it's generate like 2.3 billions of jobs by 2025 into the manufacturers, data process, retails, and others. And this is why now in the coming modules that we will explain what you need to do in order to adapt with the AI new generation is coming. Also, AI and machine learning are the same. Again, it's the same things. Let's say it's expensive. It's not too much expensive in comparing to the ROI itself. Also, AI yields immediate result. It need to have some time to generate a result unless if it is old use cases. AI is for tech giants only. No, small business can use it, and we do have many ways that can be used. If you're interested, I can share many of details at later stages. Yani just email me. I can send you how SMB can help and utilize this type of technology itself. Okay, jobs and career in AI. This is the future, and you can see it starting from many years back. Technology, adaptations of learning, let's say even human interactions itself start changed based on the time, based on the technology, based on the requirement itself. So we can see that that one of the calculations or statistics for the career trends that increased. Uh, you can see one of these examples here that 50, 57% of the company in India are hiring for AI rules. So this is a new opportunity that start coming now to the pictures, and you can imagine how others can have demand, because this is a new technology. It have a short of resource of the people who understand the technology, who know the technology, and who can implement the technology. And this is the trend. You don't need to wait until all people came and fill these jobs. Technology is coming, trend is coming, career jobs is being generated frequently with the time, and with the increase of the use of the AI itself. And you can go to the Great Learning or Indeed and search for any AI machine learning jobs. You will find like huge number of positions. So the top 10 jobs and AI skills like data science, deep learning engineers, computer vision engineers, algorithm developers, junior data science. Many of these are increasing, and all of these sectors are start using it. Once they start using it, they need skills and they need a career to be filled. So what is the prerequisite to enter this domain? First of all, you need to have a strong on mathematics, like calculus, statistics, probabilities, all of these. And you can a good amount of experience in programming language like Java, Pythons, and all of these, especially Python. And a strong hold in the understanding and writing algorithms, strong background in the data analytics skills, good amount of knowledge in the say mathematics, and learning machine learning language itself for that. So these are the basic skills or the prerequisites in order to go and with the technical understanding of these positions itself for that, like data science, learning engineers, deep learning engineers, or let's say computer visions. All of them, they are rely on the programming language that you want to implement the algorithm and do the calculation for this algorithm from your experience on calculus, statistics, probability, and so on. So the jobs here, if you can see, this is a part of the jobs that it's already introduced, like machine learning engineer, uh, product managers, all of these. If I go back just a little bit about the salaries, can see that percentage of salaries increased compared to others is huge, like 60, 70, 70 is hike itself. And this position starting from like 115,000 dollar per year. We are talking about the India region and the other regions. And as you go in Europe, in US, the salaries go and increase. It can reach up to 250, 350 per year, thousand per year for that. Uh, Data science also is a major position or major let's say career that now a lot of people they start looking to fulfill, and it need to have like a technology part of it of experience, like Hadoop application experience, Spark, Ping, Python, Scala, SQL, all of these. Also, you have the BI developers or the business intelligence developer, as well, that they can do and have the capability of analytics skills and can run some SQL reporting services or scaling queries and so on. So there is many of let's say positions fail under the AI, and a lot of people can start search about it and see how they can fulfill what is the requirement. I do advise anyone to start reading if you're interested to go with the AI on these books. It's really very informative books. It have many of deep information, technical information, business information as well, like this one, Absolute Beginners, Dummies, the modern approach. It show you some use cases over the let's say over the business, the algorithms, how can write the algorithms itself. Here in the computer visions, the emotion machines, all of these things, super intelligence. This is one of the great books as well. You can read about it and you can see the vision of the future, uh, where they are looking to reach and what is happening now, and it's been implementing it for that part. Okay, so thank you, Mr. Sage. Thank you, Barish, and the team of Cybersecurity Consulting, Third Wave, and College of Burton for organizing this and give the chance for us to deliver the benefits and the awareness about this new technology. And hopefully, by the coming futures, maybe we can organize more and more sessions based on the requirement. Again,